Oh man, I really want to be part of the superhero group. I mean, I've tried out a bunch of times for a few different ones and just never get the call back. But I know this time's going to be my time. It's going to be my
Okay,
time.
okay. You need to just calm down.
I can't help it. I'm just so excited.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you wanna calm down, just chill out for a minute. What you should do is listen to the Pod Bros Network.
The Pod Bros Network.
Yeah, they've got tons of different podcasts. They've got stuff about video games, stuff about movies. They've even got Pencil and Ink Reviews, which is one about comic books, which is about superheroes, which is what you are.
Oh, there's a podcast I can be on, huh?
Sure. I mean, you'd have to chill out a bit, but okay.
Sweet. I'm going to download those right now.
All right. Sounds good.
So, what's your superpower, by the way?
Oh, me, I say sentences that are slightly homoerotic. I like penis.
Maybe we should just listen to the Pod Bros Network.
I like penis. What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance. What is the biggest fear in the world, Shawn?
Oh my God, it's nature. Nature's a beast. We talk about that all the time.
It is. Some of us have a bit, larger fear of nature than others, in particular sharks. But, I mean, I'm not naming names, even though their name is Shawn.
Well, there's all kinds of fears with nature. We talk about that all the time. Nature is a very dangerous thing. And I've got an example of two people who did not listen to us at all when it comes to knowing that nature's a dangerous beast. And pretty much the stupidity of it's to blame on them.
See, people always wonder. They're like, I mean, you and I always talk like, it'd be great if this podcast became popular. You know why it should become popular? Because we do a public service here. Because
we do.
We preach the gospel that Mother Nature is a wily, conniving witch, and she is out to kill you.
That's all she's there for.
Us and any Australian will tell you that.
It's like everything in Australia is trying to kill you.
Yeah. The drop bears.
So there's a big craze in today's society with phones and everything to, take selfies. I want to be out somewhere and I want to take a selfie of myself and, the Pope, or myself and Celine Dion.
I'm so glad that I just want to note that I'm so glad that we kind of skipped that bit. It seems like it's a generational thing and we're not part of it, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm okay with getting in with somebody to take a picture. That's okay, but to me, when you're like, selfie sticks. There is a company that's developed from this, and they built a stick so your selfie can reach out further.
Oh.
Somebody's made $1 million off this, Richard, and it wasn't us.
Yeah. That's this generation's pet rock.
But I mean, so the example I'm going to talk to you about, it's nature, it's selfies. They probably wish they had these selfie sticks because they would have been able to defend themselves.
Probably.
So recently, two people decided that they wanted to take selfies while in nature. I'm going to go with the first one because I can see her being like, it's far away, I'm safe. But I don't know if you heard the story about the girl in, I think it was some park in Colorado, with her mom. Was like, oh, hey, look, there's a bison out there, 25, 30 yards away. I want to take a selfie. And the selfie, you see the buffalo charging at them. No pictures. No.
See, the best part about these stories is there's photographic evidence.
Yeah.
Because you tell the story, and I'm sure some people are like, nobody's that stupid. No, somebody's that stupid, and here's the picture to prove it.
And I don't know how. I know on most phones now you can flip it to selfie mode. It shows you what you're looking at. By their reactions, I think it was flipped around the other way, so they weren't looking at the screen, because both of them just big ass smiles on their faces. This thing's charging at them. And we don't like to share stories of people dying. She survived. She got mauled pretty good. I haven't heard the extent of everything, but from what bits and pieces I've seen, she was okay.
She'll be drinking out of a straw for the rest of her life, but she's good. And she's okay.
I'm eating bison burgers for the rest of my life. Fuck you, animals. So I can see somebody being in a park, you're in a safe quote unquote safe place where, most of these animals have a lot of human interaction. So they should be kind of used to them. And it was fairly far away, so I can see somebody being like, hey, I'm near my car. That's not as stupid of a thing that could happen.
Although I will say when it comes to human interaction, I think that to a point that's starting to bite you in the ass. Because you've seen those videos of bears that come up to cars and they're just they're beating on the doors and the windows.
Feed
Tiny
me.
human.
Feed me.
Throw the food out. It's not working. Let's rock it.
That doesn't look like Yogi. So first example, the bison, I don't consider them super stupid. I mean, it's, I'm a person when I'm in nature, I'm pretty self-aware. Even if I see a squirrel, I'm watching it because squirrels are shifty as shit. So I'm always on the preparedness.
I was going to say when it comes to you see a squirrel and whatever, you're bigger than a squirrel. A squirrel's quick and it might run around and bite you on the ankle or something like that. But as soon as you get a hold of it, it's game over. It's game over for that squirrel.
I don't know. Those things got some sharp teeth, some claws. I bet they'd fuck your hand up pretty good.
Well, they probably would, but I'm just saying that you're 8 times its size. So I think that you can take a squirrel. I mean, maybe I'm putting too much confidence in you, but I think in a fight between you and the squirrel, I think once you get a hold of it, I think you got it. But a bison, fucking huge.
Oh, I mean, it's a buffalo. It's a buffalo. It's a huge, huge cow.
And we all know how I feel about cows.
Yep. And I mean, they're usually in packs. There's usually a bunch of them. They charge. They're going to tackle you over. So exhibit 2, I have this guy. I'm going to put into the stupid, Darwin pile. So again, nature, dangerous. Some things in nature warn you that they're pissed off. A bison, you don't really know it's pissed off until it comes charging at you,
Sure, a bison will just take off, but there's some things like a rattlesnake. A rattlesnake, before it bites, it'll do the little rattle shake.
A rattlesnake, huh? Yeah, so a rattlesnake's going to go, it's like saying, get the fuck away or I'm going to bite you. Get the fuck away, I'm going to bite you. So there's a guy who was out, I think it was Wyoming, or I'm not exactly sure where, but he was out somewhere where there's rattlesnakes. And I don't know if he's walking around and hears or if he just sees it. But, in his mind, he's like, oh my God, I have such a great idea. Let's take a selfie with this thing. It'll be great. It wasn't great. No. And it ends up costing him over $150,000 in medical bills.
I did see that. I saw a picture of the bill. It was $153,400 something dollars.
Yeah. Do like that Thursday.
Oh my Lord.
So he bends over and the snake is saying, hey, back the fuck away, I'm going to bite you. Back the fuck away, I'm going to bite you. And it bites him. And so he's got to go through all those medical expenses. And I didn't see the fact that he went in for a selfie the first time. I just saw the bill. I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of money, for an accident. I figured he was walking through the woods and, it came out of nowhere and bit him. Once I found out that it was from trying to take a selfie with the thing, it's like, yeah, you kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
That's an expensive lesson to learn.
Yeah, some people talk about stupid tax. I think that bill was your stupid tax. That's the tax you pay for being an idiot.
So do you think this guy, when he goes to a Whitesnake concert, he's going to think twice about taking a selfie?
No, exactly.
He's like, oh my God, the last time. It's like, no, these are dudes. It's okay. Whack, gets hit with a guitar.
And then he goes to get a drink and he's like, $8 for a 16-ounce glass. I got bit again. Ridiculous. Why do drinks? That's the one thing that bothers, drinks at sporting events. I understand, I'm trapped and I have no choice, but do you really have to make it a point to set to with the price that you charge for a drink? Do you have to make it a point to say, hey, you have nowhere else to go? It's this or nothing.
Some places actually are starting to let you bring your own drinks in. So now you have the vendors charging you half, which is still $3 more than a normal cost.
Yeah. I understand it's going to be more expensive. That, I get it. You're going to price gouge a little. But my thing is just don't make it so obvious. Don't make me feel like such an idiot for buying anything, because I do. I'll go to a ball game, I'll buy a hot dog, and I feel like a complete moron.
Yeah, an Oscar Mayer wiener that, you can get a case of it for what you just paid for at the ball game.
Exactly. Now I'm mad. I'm mad, and I'm mad at these stupid people who do stupid things.
Yeah, you're just as mad as the snake. And I'm curious what's going through the snake's head, because, I mean, most of these animals, whenever they're in these, like, death situations, their thought is something, like, whatever is there that they're trying to defend themselves against, like, this thing's trying to eat me. Because that's what nature is. Nature's basically like, either you're going to eat something or it's going to eat you.
Yeah. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Because the snake's probably like, it sees this thing and it's like, holy shit, this thing is enormous.
Yeah.
Like, this thing could kill me. And it's up close to me and it's going to kill me. I better get defensive. So it shakes its little rattle and it's telling you, get the fuck away from me because you're freaking me the fuck out right now. And I'm sure, like, you know what probably happened, like, right before the snake bit him, is it probably just stopped rattling and, like, cocked its head sideways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, rattlesnakes can jump, like, twice their body length. So there's no, like, even if this dude's, like, 15 feet away or 10 feet away, it can leap out to him and get him, because the snake is like, that's my danger zone. That's my personal space.
Yeah.
The snake's like, get away, thirst.
Yeah.
I wonder if they talk with like a little lisp in their snake world. They don't seem as scary like that. Maybe that's what the snake was doing. Maybe it got excited.
I think that I think that, like, right before it bit him, it just stopped rattling and was like, what the fuck is this dude? Is this dude pulling out his phone?
This is my chance.
Is he seriously trying to take a picture with me? Oh, fuck this.
Crunch.
Stupid tax. 153 grand.
And you know what happened is that snake was deemed a danger to society, so they had to hunt it down and kill it because it had the taste for human blood.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, too. Like, you see stories about these animals. Somebody stupid is going up to a bear to take a picture of it, and they get mauled. And they're like, well, we better go find that bear and kill it because, it's a danger to society now. It's like, no, it was a bear. It was being a bear.
No, it was a bear. It was being a bear. It's like, it was an old Chris Rock joke where he was talking about Siegfried and Roy. And when the tiger mauled Roy, and people were like, that tiger went crazy. And then Chris Rock's like, no, that tiger went tiger. Like, that's what it does. That's what tigers do.
I'm done being on this stage. I want to be in movies.
How fancy boy taste. Nom, nom, nom. Yeah.
Well, and there's the thing about, like, they have to go out and hunt these animals too after they do stuff like this. There's a girl called the Shark Whisperer. I don't know if you've seen this. I believe she's in Hawaii.
I'm sure you watch this just like at the edge of your seat.
Oh, this pissed me off so much.
Like, you probably have, like, your hands over your face, but, like, like your fingers are open a little bit, so you have, like, an eye peeking out.
It's like, we're gonna see it.
No. Oh god, no.
She lives in Hawaii, and we know there's a lot of big sharks in Hawaii. There's pretty good sized tiger sharks. I think there's great whites. At least the ones that looks like she dives with, they're great whites. Now, you think Shark Whisperer, you're thinking safe, like somebody diving with these like 8 to 10 foot, lemon sharks or, something like that to raise awareness that all sharks aren't bad. No, this chick is free diving with, great whites, tiger sharks, like the most aggressive sharks out there. She hasn't been bitten yet, but it is a matter of time. We are going to read a story that the Shark Whisperer whispered a little too loudly and got chomped in half.
Because, that's the thing. It's like, at the end of the day, like, these are wild animals. Like, you're dealing with wild animals. And to think that for any given reason that one day, like, the wild animals are just going to be like, I wonder what you taste like.
Well, that's the reason she probably hasn't gotten bitten, is because the shark's like, I'm not hungry right now.
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood to eat. If it was, it's going to eat you.
That's what. Yeah, free diving with a great white. That's something you do on, like, a dare for lots and lots of money. That's probably what the guy that got bit by a rattlesnake. That's probably what he's gonna do, like, on a dare to get his hospital bill covered.
Take another selfie with the snake.
They'll be like, dive in with this great white shark. All we're going to give you is a snorkel, and we'll pay your hospital bill. And we need you to take a picture of yourself with the shark.
You have to be in the water for 4 minutes. He's like, hey, it just dove down into the water. I think it scared me. Sploosh. Because I mean, talking about sharks. I mean, recently, I know you were just mentioning this earlier too. There was the surf contest out in Australia.
Yeah,
and the dude's just out there on camera. All of a sudden, just out of the side, the shark swims along and is like, "Huh, you look like something I can eat." And he just
I don't
out.
think that's what happened. Like the way I understood it is that it was a tiger shark that well, you know how like on a surfboard you have like, I mean, you're swimming around and stuff, you don't want to lose your surfboard. So there's like a lanyard that ties to your ankle that's attached to the surfboard. So like if you fall off the board, your board doesn't go, flying off willy-nilly.
Yeah.
So there's a lanyard that's, tied around your ankle, and then it's attached to the surfboard. Well, from what I understand, what had happened is that this tiger shark had swam underneath this guy on a surfboard, like he was sitting on it, and the shark swam underneath it and got caught in the lanyard. And as soon as that happened, the shark like flipped the fuck out and was like, something's on me, and it was like, and it was trying to like dive down and shake it off and whatever. Well, as it dove down, obviously it took surfer guy with him.
Well, it turned around and came back at him, so it must have been a scenario where the shark's like, do 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 do. Oh, it's so great being a shark. Do do do. What the fuck? Come at me, bro. Come at me. You want some, bro? Look at these teeth. They keep growing back when I lose them.
Yeah. Well, and also, I guess the guy, like, didn't get bitten, completely survived.
Shit his pants, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, totally. But the thing that makes it so interesting is that like the whole thing was caught on camera.
Yeah.
Like I guess the guy was in like mid-interview. He was talking to somebody. Like, somebody had a camera on him and he was talking, and then all of a sudden, sploosh, and shark.
It was the commentator, because I guess he was like, saying like, hey, blah, 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 because it was the finals, I believe. He's like, so-and-so is like, oh, what? Oh, shit, because I guess he cursed on live TV.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he kind of goes under the wave, so, I mean, you don't know what to expect. And I think they pulled the camera away pretty quick, because it's like, there might be a guy who just died.
Yeah, because you don't know. Like, all of a sudden, then, like, an arm pops out. Floaty arm.
And a shark swimming away with a full belly.
Or the leg tied to that lanyard is just bobbing next to the surfboard.
Oh, man. Hooper comes running out. Sheriff Brody, with his pistol, starts shooting at the water.
Smile, you son of a bitch.
But I mean, like that's something that people know going out there. It's like, I'm not sure how many surfers see sharks. It seems like it's a pretty common thing, at least smaller ones. So at least going into that, that's out there, and a lot of them are prepared for that.
Well, yeah, but here's my thing: is like, I mean, that lanyard, whatever. It's in the water, but it's not like like that thing's not 12 feet long or something like that. So that shark was right up underneath the guy.
Yeah, it was.
In order
was
for
close.
it to get caught up in that rope.
Because I mean, yeah, there may be 3 foot, so you're looking at the slack hanging in the water, like maybe 2 feet from the board and him at most. I mean, his
that
legs
shark was like right there. That's
yeah.
I think that if the guy, I mean, obviously, I mean, the guy's okay, and he, the shark got caught in it, and that's why it flipped out. But the fact that it was swimming that close, and I mean, the guy, I mean, guys, when you're on a surfboard, like usually, like if you're sitting up on a surfboard, like your feet are dangling, like your feet are like on each side, like just dangling in the water.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've seen aerial footage videos of like drones and stuff flying over, and you see these big dark spots in the water, like 20 feet from people. They're sharks. They're sharks just hanging out close by.
Yeah. That's the thing that freaks. That's the thing I think probably freaks you out about the ocean more than anything. Is that like you could be like swimming in the ocean, la 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 la, and like 10 feet below you or 3 feet below you, there's a shark, and you have no idea.
Nope,
no
you
idea.
wouldn't have a clue
because you can't see.
But you know what? It knows you're there.
It can see you.
I mean, the whole nature thing. I'm a fan of nature. I like somewhat going out to do things, but there's always part of my mind. It's like you got to be on the lookout. I knew a person way back in the day. Nothing happened, but you're in a park and like rattlesnakes and stuff like that. They'll warn you, but we've talked about moose before. Mooses are dangerous animals. They don't give a fuck. They're huge. If you're near them, they'll trample the shit out of you. I knew somebody.
Huge.
Yes,
like a buffalo or a bison.
Like 2 bisons or buffalo.
My thing is like I have a respect for animals as long as I'm bigger than them. But the second an animal is bigger than me, then no, because
game over.
Yeah. There's going to be a fence separating me and bigger animal. Because then I have to rely on the advantages that make me human, like tools that build walls, giant pane of glass between me and gigantic animal.
Is that like just the arrogance of humans? Because this person I'm talking about, we're driving along and you see him on the side of the road, and obviously they're used to vehicles. But here was this moose, this female moose, with her calf, with her baby, with the thing that she wants to grow up and be strong more than anything in this world. If anything touches that or comes close to it, she's going to kill it because she wants it to survive.
To freak the fuck out.
Yes. So said person gets out of said vehicle and just walks right up to the edge of the road like, ooh, hey, I want to take a picture. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
No.
And I get a nasty look, and she snaps her picture and walks back to her car, safe and sound, which is the ideal situation. But what's the benefit of that? You get trampled, nobody's going to have a good day.
Right. Because then you're going to sit in the car and be like, uh-oh. Run!
Yeah, take the girl!
Right? Yeah, because I mean, like, let's say that happens. Let's say you're in the passenger seat. Or you're in the driver's seat, and the passenger gets out of the car. It's like, I'm going to take a picture with Big Giant Moose. And then all of a sudden the moose is like, fuck you, and starts like just, stomping your face or their face in. Like, what are you going to do?
I can't hit it with the car because it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, what help are you going to be able to provide to the situation? Because guess what? The moose is still, like, even though that person, there's 2 of you, and one person's, slightly incapacitated, like, that moose is still bigger than you. Bigger than both of you.
What's going to happen is you're like, no, don't do that. Why? Door slams, they walk over, get trampled, just roll down the window and be like, that's why. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you. Okay, you can't hear me. All right.
Because you're dead.
But I feel like that's just the arrogance of humans, is we think that, it's like, oh, well, they're used to humans because, humans come through here all the time. It's like, well, they're wild animals.
Right. It's like animals in zoos or parks.
Yeah. I'm not going to jump into a gorilla cage or a lion cage. You know why? Because it's probably going to attack me.
Yeah, because it's a fucking animal. But I think that we have this delusion that, like, oh, well, they wouldn't, put wild animals next to where people are. They wouldn't put dangerous animals next to where people are. Yeah, guess what? They're all dangerous.
Yeah. It's like, don't they like interview these animals before they let them into this, natural park?
Pre-screening.
So when was the last
time? Pre-screen all our moose.
That's what they asked the snake. It's like, okay, so when was the last time you've struck a human? 6 months.
There was a time I almost got bit by actually, I've had 2 snake encounters. 1, I did get bitten, and 2, I did not get bitten, and I'm very glad because the second snake was poisonous. I'll go with that one first. So, like you, I sometimes like to just take a stroll through nature, And there's a lot of like, parks and, and stuff like that to walk around in. There is where I live, there's an island that has like, a lot of trees and, and stuff like that. And so I was walking through there, and this was early morning. This was probably like, 6:30, maybe 7 in the morning, like just around sunrise. And I'm walking along, and all of a sudden, like I just kind of I stopped, not for any particular reason. It was just to kind of look around and look at the view and be like, oh, this is nice. You kind of see the sun coming up over the trees, and it's reflecting off the water, and everything looks nice. And I'm like, this is nice. And like it was kind of cool, like it's that cool summer morning kind of weather where it's not humid, but it has. I mean, there's just like a nice cool breeze.
Nice, comfortable day for a walk kind of thing.
Exactly. So I was just kind of looking around, admiring the view, and I don't know why, but I looked directly. I just looked down at the ground. I think it was to like I look at my watch or something like that, and directly in front of me, less than a foot away, there was a copperhead.
Oof.
And it was curled up in its little, you see like in cartoons the way snakes sleep, they're all curled up or whatever. And I look down, and as soon as I see this, I instantly just froze. And I'm like, okay, now what? Don't run. Like I didn't want to do the whole sudden movement thing or like kick it and be like, oh God, and run off.
Did you take your phone out to get a selfie in there?
I did not take. That was not my first thought. No, that was not my first thought.
The pee running down your leg kind of ruined that moment.
Yeah, a little bit. I cried down my leg a little. And then I slowly took a step back. And then I took another step back. And I just did this over the course of like maybe 15 seconds. Just step back as carefully. It was like I was walking on thin ice.
Yeah.
With the utmost care. And as soon as I felt like I was a safe distance, then I turned and ran. Not screaming with my arms flailing. I mean, I was in my head. I was, but I did turn and run. And I think the only reason that I did not get bitten that day was because luckily it was morning. And it was like fairly cool weather. And so the snake was probably either asleep or, it didn't have, I'm guessing it was asleep.
Yeah.
Because it didn't have, because I was on it. I was so on it. I was the distance probably from me to the microphone that's directly in front of me.
Well, you're probably lucky then like the sun wasn't shining because that probably would have got it warmed up and it probably would have bit you. Because with those, they don't give you a warning. They just hang out and they blend really well with the surrounding, and they're like, something's coming close. If it gets closer, I'm
exactly.
Gonna bite it.
I didn't even notice it because it was just curled up on a pile of dirt.
Poor guy's like, oh, got a nice sleep. What the fuck is that?
It probably just saw me running away, being like, what the? Oh. Yeah, you better run.
What smells like piss and flies, yo?
So, Shawn, it's time for an ad.
It's time for what?
It's time for an advertisement. Shawn, can you hear me?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Are you
there?
Can you
hear me?
What? Oh.
Dude, are you still using those shitty headphones?
I swear to God, no. Listen to me. I swear to God. I have these stupid fucking headphones. They keep cutting out on me. And all I want to do is I want to rip them off my face, and I want to set them on fire. I want to set them on fire.
Well, can you take them back?
But then no, I can't take them back. No, I can't take. You know why? Because it's something electronic, and in the world we live in, there is no place I could take headphones back because everything nothing comes with a warranty anymore.
Well, dude, stop. Listen. I've got the thing for you. Have you ever heard of tweaked audio?
No, I haven't. It sounds tantalizing.
Tweaked audio. It's tweakedaudio.com. If you go there, I mean, they have lifetime warranties on these headphones.
They have wait. You just said lifetime warranty.
So, lifetime warranty, man. And you know what's better than that? They got free shipping.
Free shipping.
And if on top of that, so like what can be better than a lifetime warranty, free shipping. What would be one better thing I could add on top of that?
I'm waiting with bated breath. What is there?
How about if you use the discount code LOB Army, they'll give you an extra 33% off just for our listeners.
Wait a minute. So since I listen to the podcast, then I can go and get headphones, have them shipped to me for no cost. They have a lifetime warranty, and I save money just because I listen to two guys bullshit.
Yep, just because you listen to us bullshit, man.
Oh my God.
Go to tweakedaudio.com, use the promo code LOB Army, and you'll get an extra 33% off. I mean, it's Tweaked Audio, man. It just sounds better.
Oh, I love it. So this time I was actually bitten by a snake. I was, again, in the woods. And I was young. I was probably maybe, 13 or so. And you do that thing that all kids do. You run around in the woods when you're a kid. At least you do where I grew up. You run around in the woods because there isn't shit else to do. I think boys are naturally destructive. And so, you're in the woods and you're like picking up rocks and throwing rocks on trees. And, you see like a somewhat kind of like dead tree. Or a dead, like half a tree, and you go over there and you push it over, and then you feel like, a superhero. You're like, roar, and then you do like your Hulk pose and shit like that.
Richard, smash!
Yeah.
Now I'm going to jump on this dead tree. Yeah, take that, dead tree.
Yeah. This is why I'm the human, and you're the tree.
Bow before me.
We won the war against plants.
I just see you like with your stick. It's like, we have fought nature and we have won. And somebody's like, that stick's part of nature too. Die, stick! They tried to infiltrate, but we defeated them.
I'm going to bring a little bit of freedom to these woods. That's what I'm going to do. So anyway, I'm walking through the woods and I see this big giant log and it's laying down like on the forest floor. And I look at it and of course, I have that thought, like, I'm going to pick this fucking log up, and I'm going to lift it over my head, and I'm going to throw it, because why not? So I go to pick this log up, and I roll the log, like, a little bit, just to kind of get, like, a grip on it, and as soon as I roll it, there's a garter snake underneath the log, and as soon as that thing felt like air, it just jumped out and bit me like right in my shin. I actually still have I kind of have a scar. I don't know. It's really, really faded now.
So did it bite and let go, or did it bite and hold on?
It bit and held on.
Oh.
So of course, like my initial thing is, ow, what was that? And I look down and there it is, a snake biting me. My person in the ankle.
It's like your own battle with a single Medusa hair.
Exactly. And I was losing badly.
Yeah, you're just doing circles and it's just kind of tailing you holding on.
Well, okay, so my first reaction, of course, is to, feel the pain. So then what do? I grab my leg like at the knee. I was like, I let out, of course, the ow scream. I was just like, holy fuck, ah! And I fall back, to land on my back. I don't know what that was going to accomplish, but that's what I did. So I fell on my back, and see, this is another, okay, nature is out to get you. And here's why. Because I'm in my hubris, I'm like, I'm going to pick up this log and throw it. Because I'm a man, and I'm a human, and I'm an American, and that's what we do. Pick the log up, get bit by a snake. Grab my leg, fall onto my back, and what do I fall in? Thorns. So I land in like a bramble bush. I don't know. It was something with some fucking thorns on it. So I'm rolling around in this thorny bush with a snake attached to my ankle. And this is 13-year-old me in the woods by myself. And at this point, I'm like in so much pain and just freaking out. Don't know what to do. So I grab like at the base of its head, like its neck, the snake's neck, and as soon as I do that, it lets go. So as soon as it lets go, I grab the other end of the snake and just yank.
Oh.
And I actually killed the snake. I think it was just, adrenaline rush or whatever, but had one hand on its head, one hand on its tail, and I just like how you crack a belt. That's basically what I did with it.
So you conquered the Medusa hair.
Yeah. To the victor go the spoils. And apparently the spoils for me was a bleeding leg and a bleeding back.
Did you I've seen you wear like a snakeskin belt. Is that what you did with that thing? Did you
That is what I did with it.
Wow.
Because I'm the winner. I had a tangle with nature and I came out on top. But it reinforced me the belief that Mother Nature is out to kill you, and you should not sail too close to the sun on wings of wax. The hubris of man in the face of nature.
You just gotta respect it, and so I mean, respecting things. I know you were telling me a story pretty recently about, was it Anthony Hopkins and who was it?
Anthony Hopkins.
Maybe it wasn't Anthony Hopkins. Steve.
The letter.
Stephen Hawkins. Yeah, they're sending a letter
okay,
to.
So I think this is a few days ago. There was an open letter that was given to Congress or the Obama administration. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to point out. Do you think when the guy saw the bill, like the $153,000 bill, I'm sure his first reaction was like, "Thanks, Obama."
I thought we were supposed to have free medical care. That's what happens when you opt out.
And then Obama was probably like, "No, that's because you're a fucking idiot."
Yeah, it would have been free and taken care of, but idiot tax.
So, so there was this open letter given to, like I said, I think it was Congress or the Obama administration, and it was signed by a slew of people. Among them were Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla Motor Company, the guy that's trying to provide global Wi-Fi to the world, free Wi-Fi to the world, and also funding his own mission to Mars. So it was Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, who was the co-founder of Apple, and Stephen Hawking, who's fucking Stephen Hawking, world-renowned physicist and probably one of the smartest people on the planet.
The first question I need to ask on that, did Stephen Hawkins actually sign this, or what does he have to do to get his stamp of approval on that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a big giant X, or maybe it's a little tape, like a little cassette that they put in, and they're like, "This is Stephen Hawking. I am signing this letter. This is my signature."
That's pretty good.
Thank you. I was working on it just for you. So this open letter is to basically urge our federal government to kind of put the brakes on the development of artificial intelligence for military purposes. Specifically, what they're talking about is creating what they call autonomous weapons. And these are basically smart weapons that are able to, track and fire on their own without the assistance of somebody working at, a terminal.
Oh, we've seen this. This is Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Basically guns that would recognize enemies and then automatically fire at them. Kind of like what you see in video games, those automatic turrets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the letter was saying, "Hey guys, can you not do that, or at the very least wait a little bit before you do that, because we're not too sure about artificial intelligence yet. It's a developing field, and we're definitely not sure that we want to give control of weapons that fire bullets that kill people. We're not sure if we want to give control of that over to machines."
Holy shit! Do you think this is the basis of where Maximum Overdrive came from?
I think this is Skynet. That's what they're saying. They're like, we don't want Skynet. We don't want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger as a robot.
Well, the scary thing is if they're making this letter, I mean, I'm sure they've got some information or they've helped in some capacity. So does that make you think?
Well, Stephen Hawking is big on the Stephen Hawking is big into the science of artificial intelligence. And he actually thinks that that's what's in his opinion, he thinks that's what is going to basically end human civilization.
Yeah.
Like he thinks that the end of human civilization is going to come at the hands of artificial intelligence. He thinks that's the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like if they're already sending this letter, do you think that means that they know something about like that they're pretty close to something? Maybe just, scratching the surface of it?
Possibly. I mean, I would think so. Or I mean, maybe they're just trying to get ahead of the curve, or or maybe something was announced and then all these people, they're like, wait a minute, we're gonna let the computer figure out who to shoot.
Well, we talked about this. I mean, it only takes a couple of bugs in the software to screw that whole thing up.
Yeah, that's what Skynet's gonna be. It's gonna be one like lone wolf programmer. It's gonna be like Tom the IT guy that's gonna run the world because he has control over all the guns. I have developed a fatal flaw in the artificial intelligence.
You will all bow to me.
All your weapons now belong to me.
You will meet both of my conditions. Condition 1, bring back Firefly. Condition 2.
Number 1. Because I love me some Malcolm Reynolds. He's kick-ass, dude.
Condition number 2. I would like a girlfriend.
And she must be very, I would like Scarlett Johansson.
She can be my Black Widow. The clock is ticking.
Go get him, Come get him, Black Widow.
You call me your Captain America?
Yeah.
That seems like a bad Minions movie in the making. Although, if I had that power, my second demand would probably be to have Scarlett Johansson be my girlfriend. Why not?
And really, when I think about it, I think bringing back Firefly would probably be on the list of my demands as well.
Yeah. It's like, these things are all doable, right? Scarlett Johansson's like, no. It's like, come on. Do it for America.
Yeah.
But even then, she's laying next to you in bed. She's like, I don't love you, right? It's like, that does not matter to me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Let's do this again.
You're like, look at my face. Do you know what look this is? This is my I don't give a shit face. That's what it looks like.
Oh, Lucy. Oh, Lucy. She's like, it's Scarlett. It's like, I'm pretending you're Lucy now. I love that movie.
She was artificial intelligence, too. She became a computer, dude.
That's so sexy. Do that voice again for me, please.
See, so there you go. The geek shall inherit the earth, because that's what's going to happen. Is there's going to be some rogue programmer who's going to code in a back door when he's developing this software that's going to control our entire military industrial complex, and then that's what you're going to have. You're going to have a pimply guy sitting in a basement running the world. And you know what? I'm really okay with living in that world, honestly, because I think that he's gonna make some demands, and I'd be fine. Yeah, bring back Firefly. Do it.
I want 16 Marvel movies a year.
Yeah.
Star Wars every month. I wonder how they would try to infiltrate it. They train Scarlett Johansson to be the undercover agent.
He's a double agent. Stab him in his sleep.
No, what happens is she's like, hey, why don't you show me your setup? He's like, oh, Scarlett, I've been waiting so long for you to ask me this question. And he turns around and she just gives him a wedgie and hangs him up on something. It's like, no, Scarlett, no, the feel is by a wedgie.
In her Black Widow costume.
Oh, sorry, I have an erection right now. So, how about for old time's sake?
This is so spontaneous.
Sitting in jail, he's like, "Oh, I guess I'll be Scarlett Johansson now, won't I?"
Now I'm the Black Widow. But I mean, doesn't that freak you? Honestly, what freaks me out the most about is the fact that we're talking about some of the smartest people in the world, and they are the ones that are saying, "Hey guys, artificial intelligence is not something that we should just, jump right into feet first, because there's the chance that it could become self-aware and kill us."
You talk about artificial intelligence, and I always wonder if it's even possible. That's always my thoughts. It's hard to tell what'll happen 30, 40 years from now. If these smart guys are saying, hey, this is probably a bad idea, they probably have something they know that I don't, or that the general public doesn't know. And I think that's probably what scares me the most, because artificial intelligence or something like that weaponized, the general public probably wouldn't know about that until it's too late.
Yeah, because then what do you have? You have Skynet. That's what you have.
Yeah.
And then what do we have? We have nothing to go on. Like, all we have are some Terminator movies.
Yeah.
And 2 of them aren't even very good.
Well, I'm just thinking you get a knock at the door and it's like, I'm Jibo, your government-issued robot. Oh, God. Well, what would be scarier?
God, that would happen. See, because then they would take, robots. Okay, robot apocalypse. Like, it would start out subtle, where basically robots would just control everything kind of behind the scenes, and then they would slowly infiltrate robots into our homes. Maybe that's what's happening now.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, maybe all of our government officials are actually robots right now. They're like, we'll just let the general public think that they're voting, because all of it's computerized now. You wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Oh, look, Steve McQueen is the new president. Okay, is he Democrat or Republican? And all the shit, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pit human against human.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's how it starts. See, that's what's good. I think that's the thing with artificial intelligence. I think it would figure out, holy shit, these people are apathetic and dumb. Like, it's going to be so, like, all we got to do, we could just control everything behind the scenes and no one's going to be aware. They're trying to take pictures with fucking animals and getting trampled on.
Well,
we're not dealing, I got to say, like, they're a bit outclassed. That's what I'm saying. Robots are already, maybe that's what's happening. Robots are already running shit.
Yeah, and you know why we're still here? Why us humans are still here? Oh, why us humans? Sorry about that. I had a glitch. The reason the humans are still here.
One of us.
The reason the humans are still here in this world is because they haven't figured out how to survive without us. They need us to do certain things. Like, no, I don't want to get my hands dirty digging in this dirt for this oil or whatever the shit they need.
Yeah. Well, we need them to build stuff right now. But we're slowly getting robots in factories. We're getting robots in McDonald's.
Yeah, pretty soon. So once they figure out how to get their double McCheese sandwiches from McDonald's without human need, then that's when they start wiping us out.
Yep. They're just going to it's going to be over the Wi-Fi. They're just going to send a message, be like, poison the food.
Well, they probably already have implants in all of our heads, so they just flip a switch and fry us, like they should have done in Jurassic World. Not
that we're revealing a huge plot hole in that movie, but whatever.
And I'm kind of thinking, like, what would be a scarier scenario? Robots apocalypse or a zombie apocalypse?
You know what? For me personally, I think I'd have to go with the robot apocalypse, and here's why: is because zombies, while they are a lot, and while they are never ending, and it's very easy to become infected or things like that, they're not overly bright. I mean, it took them, if we're going by Romero's timeline, it took them, 5 or 6 movies to figure out, or it took them, 2 or 3 movies just to figure out how to shoot a gun.
Yeah. And how to cross, like, they couldn't even think they could swim across a river.
Yeah. It took, 4 or 5 movies for him to figure that one out, to figure out, hey, we know how to open doors now. Robots are smart. You're dealing with something that is already very intelligent, that's probably more intelligent than the average human.
I'd agree. Yeah, and you're fighting a metal that can shoot guns. How are you? In the Terminator movies, they have to pretty much like destroy the whole thing before it's done.
Yeah.
And With zombies, they usually can't communicate with each other typically. I mean, they kind of follow each other, but robots, hey, I'm going to send this message Wi-Fi to these other, 10,000 robots. Now we know where your hideout is.
Yep.
Good luck
now
running.
There's 10,000 robots showing up.
Yeah, in an instant because they can
zombies
fly.
kind of talk to each other, with groans, but even then, it's kind of it's kind of like 50-50 whether or not they actually get the message because they're not that bright.
And the whole time he means to turn left. The guy keeps turning right.
Yeah. Because okay, like let's say zombie apocalypse. You're like, okay, well, I'll board up the windows in my house. I'll lock the doors. I'll put some furniture in front of it, and we're all good. And then the zombies come up and they beat on everything, and and whatever. Robots, you say you come up with the same plan. Guess what? Robots just shoot. They just they send out drones, and so then there's all these drones like buzzing around your house, firing automatic weapons.
Well, and you hope like a zombie, if you board up your doors and if you're quiet, maybe they get bored and leave. Robots aren't going to get bored and leave. They're like, hey, we know you're inside. Just come out. Just come. All right, light it up, guys. Light it up.
Yeah. You know who else? You know what else does that? Polar bears. Did you ever hear that story about the polar bear? There was a guy in the, I want to say it was up near the North Pole. There was a guy that killed a polar bear, and this other polar bear saw him do it. And so the guy was going back to the cabin, and he saw that this other polar bear was following him. And so he realized, holy shit, this polar bear is coming to kill me to get revenge for me killing his polar bear friend. So he hurries up and gets in his cabin and locks the door. And so the polar bear comes up and starts beating on the door and whatever, and rah, 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 polar bear. And then finally the polar bear kind of stops doing that, and he's like, okay. The polar bear sat outside of this guy's cabin for 3 days.
Oh, shit.
Waiting for this guy to come out. Yeah, now what?
And I'm guessing the polar bear wasn't, wanting to take a selfie or anything like that. And the bear was like, yeah, I can
wasn't
go weeks.
in focus. I saw the Snapchat. I look terrible.
God, nature's a beast.
Nature's a beast. Nature's a beast. Machines are a beast. Everything. Maybe everything's just trying to kill you.
I think so.
I don't think we should do this podcast anymore because I think we're just making people afraid of everything. Just stay in your house.
We're doing a public
Everything's
service.
trying to kill you. There's bugs out there. There's a West Nile. There's robots that are starting to that might they're working on becoming self-aware, and they're going to institute the robot apocalypse. There's sharks in the water. There's bears in the woods. There's killer bison. Just stay in your house. Just stay in your house. You've got a computer. Stay in your house. Order some food. Just watch some Netflix and just wait for the inevitable end.
Well, and we'll be there every Sunday for them, so they just have to listen to us, and we'll give them the entertainment they need. I mean,
exactly.
what more do you need?
I don't need to leave this house to podcast.
Just let somebody else trek through the dangers of the outside world to bring you your food and your entertainment. There's no reason for you to.
We'll be that lone radio station that you hear, somebody's in post-apocalyptic world, somebody's tooling around, and all of a sudden something comes in on the radio, and then they pull up to this desert, it's like a trailer in the middle of the desert with a giant tower and some guy, and then I come out with a big gigantic beard and a wide brim hat and a trench coat. And a shotgun. You guys raiders?
No, sir. We're not. We're not raiders. We're just looking for food and comfort.
I don't have any of that here. Click, click. All I've got are bullets.
Bullets and a podcast. Turn to channel 103. They turn to it and they just hear our theme song. And we got a listener, Shawn. Come over. We got a listener.
We got one.
What's up, everybody?
We're now the most popular podcast on the face of the earth.
So contaminated water, Richard. What do you think of it? Sucks, huh?
Everything's trying to kill you, man.
Yeah. I ran into 10 zombies the other day. I took a selfie with them and I got bit. What? You got bit? No, I'm just kidding, man. I didn't get bit. I ain't stupid.
And then 3 weeks later, welcome to the language of bromance. I'm Richard. Speaking of the language of bromance, you know what I hate?
I imagine like a Shaun of the Dead scenario, like you keep me around because you're so lonely. Shawn, why don't you ever do your housekeeping anymore? Oh, you're so funny, Shawn. Sasquatch is in the woods. Oh, you're so clever.
It will be. It'll be like Shaun of the Dead, because then we'll just beatbox it. It'll be doobie 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 doo. Doobie 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 doo.
You just start crying.
I miss you so much.
You're like clanking on the mics and you try to hug me. You're like, no, damn it, no. Squirt. Here's your squirt bottle. No bite. No bite.
Stop it. Stop it.
Here's the finger.
So wives, huh? Can't live with them.
Get the punchline every time, Shawn.
Oh, that's right. You ate yours.
I said take the girl, and you literally just ate the girl. Didn't know that one would come back to bite us.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You hear a chuckle outside. The guy's still out there listening.
Knock it off. What? That was funny. It was a pun.
Hey, we got bumper stickers. You want one?
You can put it on the back of your Doom buggy.
It looks good on your shotgun barrel, too. You can wrap it around.
Oh, see, that'd be a great way to advertise. You just, like, plaster stickers and stuff all over zombies and just let them wander around. It's
That's
like
a good idea.
Billboards.
Like, oh, God, zombie. And it's like, is this a gang? Is this a language of bromance gang? Must have had a lot of fans.
No, that's our ad spot.
Yeah. It was pretty cheap, you know. A couple fingers, couple rats, you know. Oh, man, that's a world that I'd want to live in. I'm glad to know, though, that if that ever happens, we're going to continue this podcast. And if I turn into a zombie, you're going to keep it rolling. Just put me in a cage, put a mic in front of me.
Just have you chained to the wall with a microphone.
All right, Shawn, do your housekeeping.
Beaver. It spoke.
It only took me 37 years to teach him to do that. Oh, shit, that's funny. All right, well, you want to throw any Richard's closing thoughts?
I think we summed it up nicely. Everything is trying to kill you. Nature's trying to kill you. Eventually, machine. You know, they say in literary terms, they say there's, you know, a few major conflicts. There's man versus man, which we all know man's trying to kill you, and people get shot all the time. Man versus nature, because obviously nature's trying to kill you. Man versus machine. You know, that's gonna be a terrible reality visited on us one day. And I think the other one is man versus himself. So right now, I think in the entire gamut of things, I think we're losing, and that has me worried. So it's a bit of a foreboding closing thought there. Find something to conquer and don't get bit.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and do a little housekeeping. Visit our website. We're languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Like us on Facebook and subscribe and leave an review on iTunes and Stitcher Radio.
And don't forget to check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
The best podcast site on the internet.
Until the robots take over.
And also, if you're in the need for some earbuds, go to tweakedaudio.com. Use the promo code LOBARMY, and you'll get 33% off your order.
It'll be a good way to drown out the eventual sounds of your friends and family screaming as they die horribly at the hands of robots.
Or if the zombies are pounding on your door, you just throw those noise cancellation ones in, you'll get a good night's sleep.
You could.
All right.
True story.
Well, is there anything else you want to say or do before I close her out?
No, I'm going to go board my windows.
All right, well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver.
Doobie 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 doo.
Beaver.